everyone, this is Georgia with Georgia's Crafty Creations, and today I'm going to be showing you how to make a double flip Christmas tree card. I had a request from Kathy Nelson Lenz last week after I posted my double flip snowman card. I included the file for a double flip tree card, and she asked if I could show how I made that. So that's what we're going to do today. So I've already opened up Cricut Design Space, and the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to click on File, and I'm going to click on My Projects. And I'm going to click on Double Flip Card Base. That is the base we made for the double flip that we shared in the previous video. Now once we have this up here, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to find the Christmas tree we want to use. So I'm going to do Insert Images. And I'm going to click on Christmas Tree. And I know the one that I used before was a free file. So I'm going to filter this. And I'm going to click on Free because I know it will come up in that. It's actually from the Cricut Basics cartridge. And it's this tree right here. So we're going to click on it and Insert Image. Now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to move all three of these panels out of the way for now. And we're also going to come to our tree, and it does have a shadow layer, which we do want to see, so I'm going to unhide my shadow layer. And we're going to bring our tree up here, and we're just going to kind of size it and get it to the size we want. And I think I'm happy with that. The only difference I'm going to do with this than my other tree card I did, the other tree card was attached on one side, and I figured out how to do it to where you can have it open on both sides. So we're going to go ahead and do an open tree this time. So I have my tree I want, so I'm going to bring it down here, and we're going to duplicate it about 3 times, just because I like to have extra pieces in case I mess up or need it for something. And then we're going to highlight one tree, and what we're going to do with it is we're going to slice it. And we can delete these layers that we take out. Now we're going to take our sliced Christmas tree and we're going to duplicate it. And I'm just going to come down into my layers panel and click duplicate because we want 2 of these. And my first tree, if you highlight your tree, you'll see like right in the center, there's a crosshairs right in the middle. And you're going to need that when you're lining up here. So we're going to take our first tree up and we're going to line that crosshair up with your score line. And if you need to, you can come down into the bottom left corner and click plus. It'll help you see your crosshair better and you can get it lined up better. So that one looks good. And then we're going to take our second tree and we're going to line it up with the very left score line. And that looks good there. I'm going to go ahead and take this back down to 100%. And this tree is highlighted. I'm going to hold my shift key down. I'm going to highlight the second tree. And I want to align them and we want to center them vertically. That way they're lined up together for when you fold your card. And I think I want these a little bit lower on this card. So we're just going to use my arrow key and move them down. I think I like it right there. So then I'm going to click on my right tree first. I'm going to hold my shift key and I'm going to click on my base. And then I'm going to come to the layers panel and click slice. And then you can get rid of these 2 pieces that are left over and you have your cutout. I'm going to take my panel, I'm going to go up to Arrange and I'm going to move it back to the back. I'm going to highlight my left tree and my base and I'm going to click Slice again. And I'm going to get rid of the 2 cutouts from it. I'm going to click my panel again, Arrange, and move to back. Now you can see you have a complete cut around this. If you want to have this solid, you could add a piece here and weld it in. I want it so it's going to be attached, but yet be open on this side. So I'm going to insert a shape. I'm going to insert a square. Now this square, I'm going to unlock the attributes again. And I only want it 1/4 of an inch wide. So I'm going to put 0.25 inches wide. And I'm going to align it to the left of the right score line. Once again, I'm going to make it bigger so I can see good. And I'm going to make it long so it fits above and below the tree. And then I want to align that, the right side of my square with the left of your score line. And that looks good there. And then I'm going to duplicate this. And on this one, you're going to take it to the left side of your card, but on the left side, you want to have it to the right of your score line. You want it butted up against to the score line, but to the right of it. So I'm going to go ahead and shrink this back down. And I have this bar highlighted. I'm going to highlight the other bar, and I'm going to highlight the back, and we're going to click Weld. And then we're going to take it, arrange, and move to the back again. And I see one little spot I don't like, so I'm going to undo this. And we're going to make our bar, we'll do it on the right or left side. We're going to make it just a hair bigger so we don't have that little piece of trunk just kind of there in the way. So I'm going to go ahead, we're going to delete this one on the right. I'm going to go ahead and duplicate it again. And we're going to bring it to the left. We're going to move our base to the back. I'm going to enlarge it so I can see. We're going to move this one over, line it up. That looks good. They all look good. So I'm going to hit my Shift key, highlight my other one, and highlight my back. And now click Weld. That looks much better. It's solid there. So we're going to shrink this back down. I'm going to arrange this, move it to the back. Now, we can attach our score lines to the base now. So I'm going to highlight my score lines and my back, and we're going to attach it. And there you have the base. So now we're going to make our layers. I'm going to put this back at 1 and 1. And sometimes, too, when you're doing different things with this, your measurements get off by a little bit. But I just come back over here, type in my 11.5, and it takes it back to 11.5 by 6. So now I'm going to take one of these trees, and I'm going to right-click on it, and I'm going to ungroup it because I don't want both of them right now. I'm going to pull this one down. Then I'm going to take this one, and we're going to line it up as close as we can to our shape in the card. And that looks pretty good. And I'm going to just drag it like very slightly just to make it a hair bigger and get it lined up. And then I'm going to take one of my panels I made, and we're going to bring it over. I'm going to arrange it, and I'm going to move it to the front, and then I'm going to bring my tree to the front because I want my tree in the very front. I'm going to bring my panel over and get it lined up where I wanted it. And that looks pretty good. I'm also going to insert a shape. We're going to do a square again, and we're going to make this one, we are going to do 0.25 width, and we're going to make it 6 inches tall. And we're going to enlarge our screen again, go up a little bit. We're going to bring this up, and you can see your score line right behind here, a little bit of it. You want to center this as best you can with that score line. Once you get it in place to where you think it's good, I think I'm going to move it just a hair more over. That looks good. You're going to leave it highlighted. Hold your shift key, highlight your tree, and weld. Once that is welded, you're going to highlight your tree again, and you're going to highlight your panel, and you're going to click slice. And then this piece you can get rid of. That piece you can get rid of. We're going to go ahead and shrink this back down. And there you have your mat for the front of there. And you still have one more little black piece here you need to delete. Now, what you can do here, you can go through that same process to make for the left side, which I don't do. I just delete one of these panels. I highlight this panel. I will duplicate it. And you have it for your left side. And then this panel, of course, goes to the center. We're going to move this tree. This is the one I had ungrouped. We're going to move it to the front, bring it up, and that will be your tree that you put on the front to decorate. And I'm going to go ahead and delete these other two trees. No, we're just going to delete one because you can keep one. We're going to move it to the front. You could keep one to put on your center panel if you want to cut out and put one there. But you don't have to. You can or not. You could even put it at a different level or whatever you want to do. And then this one, I'm going to duplicate it and bring it over to that side. So there, and then you'd want to save it. So I'm going to do File, Save As, because I don't want to save it over my base. And I'm going to save this as Christmas Tree Double Flip. And save. And there you have your card for your double flip tree. Now, I'm not going to change this file, but let's say you want this solid rather than the opening there. What you would do is you would insert a shape, a square, whatever. Now you do have to detach your score lines from the back or you'd weld it together. I'm going to move my square to the front. I'm going to unlock it. I'm going to align it with this score line. It actually looks like I got my tree covered. And then you would just hold your shift key, click on your base, and click weld. And there you'd have it closed. So it's just a matter of preference. I'm going to leave this one open because I already have a file saved with it with solid, and I will share those files with you. So I hope you guys like this. I will get one of these cut out and we will get it put together so you can see it finished. Okay, I have all my pieces cut out, and again, this is the card we're making. It's a double flip Christmas tree card. It's real quick and easy to put together once you get it cut out. I've already run all my pieces for my card through my Xyron just to make it go a little quicker, but you can use double-sided tape, you could use art glitter glue, you could use a zig pen, however you want to attach it. But let's get to putting it together. Here is the base, and what I like to do first is score it. So we're going to go ahead and fold over on this score line, make a nice crisp fold. Then we're going to fold back this score line. Make that nice and crisp. Then we're going to do the same thing on this side. We're going to fold on the score line. Now the only thing I would do different, and you'll see why in a minute, is I would use a double-sided cardstock for your base. And when we get this all put together, you'll see why. But there we have our base all ready to go. And I do like it being open with the tree more. It just looks better to me. So the next thing we're going to do, we're going to put our panels and our trees on. And the way I like to line these up, the reason I cut with the shadow is then you can line this directly up with your side here. And I just take my panel and I'll start right at the top, and I'll get this upper one layer lined up. And once the top one's lined up, the rest just line up right perfectly. So I'm going to get all 4 of the side panels on. And the same thing here, just line it up. There we go. There's that one. And we'll get our last one over here. I mean, it's so easy to line up since you cut it with the shadow portion. It just goes right into place. Okay, we have those on. Then we're going to take our center panel. And this one I just cut from a decorative paper, cut the tree, because I just thought it would be a nice addition to the card. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to line it up with the top up here of the other 2 panels. Looks pretty good. And then the last thing we need to do is put our trees on. And I also cut my trees out of pattern paper. And I'll put the name of the paper pad down below that I used. It's one I got at Michael's or Joann's last year on clearance. But I'll put the name of the paper pad down below. And the tree's real easy to line up because it's the same size as your cutout. And I did modify the pattern from what I showed you earlier. I added in 2 more small trees because you actually need 4 trees. And then we're just going to flip the card over. Oh, let's see. Come on. Put the tree there. And a tree on this side. Now you could use decorative paper, you could use solid and decorate it up, you could stamp, you could do really a variety of things. And there you have the card. Now this is why I use double-sided paper for the base. When you flip your card in, if you'll notice where we attach the tree, there's a little bit of white space there. And if you use something that was double-sided, it would give you a color there rather than being white, which might make it look better. So there it is. There is your double flip tree card. And if you want to bend these in a little bit, you can. Just be careful not to tear. But it just would be nice to set on a desk or table during Christmas. So I hope you guys liked this. If you did, like below, share, and you can come over to my Facebook page. It's George's Crafty Creations, and join us and get a lot more inspiration. So have a great day and happy crafting, everybody. Bye.